Advancements in current technology will soon allow for the possibility of physical and possibly mental enhancements. This progression has great potential to extend the capabilities of human existence, negate human organic weakness, and bring civilization to the next step in our timeline. However, there are blockades that stand in the way of this, such as the modern goal of medicine, which is to fix rather than improve, as well as the opinions of the opposition to the alteration of normal human beings. In the usual process of progress, things change from being considered the norm to being outdated, and in the case of technology, even more so. C. Ben Mitchell, an author of an article posted on the Christian Medical and Dental Association, argues that HBTs, or human bioenhancement technologies, should be resisted, first because they are inconsistent with the goals of medicine. However, currently the medical field's motivation is to heal the sickly and fix their afflictions. In an ideal world for a physician, as far as an ethical standing, there would be no need for their existence because everyone would be healthy. This idea correlates to the main focus of transhumanism, to improve the human experience in the sense that all humans would be insusceptible to internal or external harm. Becoming impenetrable to the obvious and the not so obvious microscopic dangers of nature is the most surefire way to assure the safety of every human's fortress, their bodies. Augmentations that could be injected within the bloodstream and pose as better versions of our immune system could put an effective stop to the body's weakness to internal dangers, not only in the case of harm from outside sources that penetrate the body's gates, but also the errors that occur within the body such as cancers and other afflictions. Syringe injectable electronics already exist. It is just a matter of putting them to effective use. An example of such an enhancement has been theoretically described as a neural lace. Elon Musk, one of the top leaders in funding and development of technological advancements today, describes this device as an integration of the control of technology directly from brain to device, allowing a human being to control technology strictly through the power of thought. This idea seems to be on the brink of science fiction. However, it is one that is completely realistic and perhaps could be effectively utilized in the relatively near future. The neural lace introduces another interesting idea to the world of cybernetics. Incorporating technology directly into the brain opens many new doors for the human mind. Our thoughts are restricted to our skull, but syncing the human brain to a controllable device would reveal new worlds of not only cybernetics, but also robotics and the brain's overall power. Although an implant could be used to operate some sort of machine, it could also be used to improve the brain's functions. Perhaps a way could be devised to regulate mood or enhance the senses. We are beginning to see the start of this in this decade's findings. Human augmentation is not only the extremes of alteration that could be found in fictional films or writings, but also the world that we live in today. One of Earth's presently augmented humans is Neil Harbison. During a TED Talk, Harbison discussed a sensor to detect light frequencies that he began to use in 2003 due to achromatopsia, or total color blindness. Throughout his presentation, Harbison stated,
when I started to dream in color is when I felt that the software and my brain had united, because in my dreams it was my brain creating electronic sounds, it wasn't the software. So that's when I started to feel like a cyborg. It's when I started to feel that the cybernetic device was no longer a device. It had become a part of my body, an extension of my senses.
Harbison's device is now capable of detecting not only light on the normal color scale, but also UV and infrared frequencies. Along with his own pursuits, he continues to urge the general populace to follow in his footsteps and seek to enhance their own normal perceptions and
stop creating applications for mobile phones and we start creating applications for our own body. I think this will be a big change that we'll see during this century.
Sonochromaticism is merely the beginning of what could potentially be a revolutionary movement in the human way of life. Similarly, in 1998, a cybernetics professor, Kevin Warwick, in Reading, UK, worked on a project in which a microchip was surgically implanted into his arm to allow him to operate electronics remotely through his nervous system. Merely opening and closing his palm allowed him to turn a lamp on and off, as well as open and close a bionic hand. This device could potentially be used to slightly improve the quality of life with applications such as unlocking your car door when you are in a certain proximity, turning on the lights when you walk into a room, or other small various tasks. The uses are only limited to the human imagination, which would likely deem them endless. Today's current options for these enhancements are quite limited. However, this is no different than any tech in its juvenile phase. The progression of mobile phones is one example of just how quickly a technology can progress once it catches the eye and interest of the public. Presently, the general population seems to have more important focuses. However, current cybernetic humans, such as Neil Harbison, foresee technological integration within the human body as one of the 21st century's most important future endeavors. This technological prospect could be utilized not only for average life, but also for improving trades and crafts, and allowing us to cross boundaries that humans were previously incapable of surpassing. There are many places on the planet that are far too dangerous for human exploration, and an endless supply of territories that are much the same around the universe. Our organic bodies will not allow us to inhabit planets that are not similar to the Earth, but altering ourselves to be so will allow us to broaden our horizons tenfold. It may not be as soon as this century, but it is a possibility that cannot be denied, simply because it is an idea that has been thought of and looked into.